video we are going to talk about solving two equations with two unknowns in application problems. This first one is a value application, so we're talking about money. It says Strongsville High School is holding their annual musical. 650 tickets were sold for a value of $4,375. If adult tickets cost $750 and student tickets cost $350, how many of each kind of ticket were sold? Alright, so first thing we have to do is identify the variables. Okay, so what is the question asking? What don't I know? So we want to know how many of each kind. So in this case, we want to let our variables represent the number of adult tickets and the number of student tickets. The number of student tickets. It's very important for you to define the variables. This is going to help you keep track of things as we're solving. Plus, what's the point of solving something if you don't know what you've found? Alright, now that we know that this represents the number of adult tickets and this is the number of student tickets, we know the total number of tickets that were sold, and that's here. Oops, didn't write here. So we know that the number of adult tickets plus the number of student tickets needs to add up to the total number of tickets that were sold, which is the 650 tickets. And now we need to use the money. So each adult ticket was $7.50 and each student ticket was $3.50. So the way I would calculate how much money was made from the adult tickets is I would take that $7.50, so how much each ticket was, times however many tickets I sold, which I don't know. And then add that to, well, student ticket was $3.50, and I'm going to multiply by how many tickets I sold of student tickets, and then that would be how much I made off the students. If I add them together, that's the total amount of money I made, which is $4,375. Now that I have two equations and two unknowns, I can solve this. You can either use substitution or elimination. And the way this is set up, I think I'm going to use substitution. I can easily get x or y alone. Let me pick a different color here. If I subtract y from both sides, I can get x alone. So now I have x equals that 650 minus y. Once I have a variable alone, I can substitute it into my other equation. Now I'm replacing x with 650 minus y plus everything else stays the same. And I have one equation with just one variable. It's a linear equation that I can solve. I can start by distributing, multiplying that 750 into the parenthesis. I will have 750 times 650 is 4,875, and 750 times a negative y is negative 750y. Copying everything else down, and then I'm going to combine my like terms. So the variables, I have a negative 7.5y plus a 3.5y. When I combine those, I end up with negative 4y. And I can subtract that constant to get the y alone. So I subtract 4,875 from both sides. Now when I subtract that, that is gone. I'm left with a negative 4y, so be careful not to lose your negative there. And 4,375 minus 4,875 is a negative 500. Last, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4, and y will equal a positive 125. And if we remember, y was the number of student tickets. So we had 125 student tickets. Now, let's look at how we find x. Well, we had a nice little equation right here. X equals 650 minus y. Which makes sense, right? Since the total number of tickets was 650, if I take away how many were student tickets, that will leave me with how many were adult tickets, which is 525. So now we have 125 student tickets and 525 adult tickets.